Oh, hey friends, it's been a long day here at the beach, and I'm here to teach you a new unit in math, Unit 8. Yeet, yeet! This is going to be tricky, but today what we're going to be doing is we are going to break apart an addition problem, and we're going to solve it backwards today. You ready for it? All right, so first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a look at my screen and watch my video.
What do you see? 5 dogs were playing outside.
I like to watch the dogs play.
Some dogs played chase. Some dogs played fetch. How many dogs played chase and how many dogs played fetch? What does the circle around the 2 dogs represent? The 2 dogs are in one group. They are the dogs that played chase. What does the number 2 represent? The 2 dogs in the group. Does the model show how many dogs are in the other group? Yes, 3 dogs are in the other group. They are the dogs that played fetch. How is this picture different from the last picture? It shows a different model and an equation. This is a part-part model. It shows both parts of the whole. How is it similar to the last picture? Both show a group of 2 and a group of 3. Why is there a plus sign between the numbers? The parts together show all the dogs in the picture. How does this equation help you tell the story in the picture? Each part of the equation represents the whole, or the parts. What does the 5 mean? 5 is how many dogs were playing outside. What does the 2 plus 3 mean? 2 and 3 are the groups of dogs playing. When they are added together, there are 5 dogs. Now you know how to use groups to add.
Thanks for watching my video. Now let's get started on practicing some of these problems together. First, I want you to watch me. All right, so the story problem says Jada uses yellow and red counters to show that 4 equals 2 plus 2. It says to use red and yellow counters to show a different way to take apart 4. Show your counters and write an equation to match. Tell how your work is like Jada's work and then how it is different. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is Jada used 2 yellow counters, so this time I'm going to use 3 yellow counters. And I'm going to use 1 red counter. Let's check just to make sure that that still equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got it. All right, next we need to write the numbers to show our problem. There are 1, 2, 3 yellow counters, so I wrote the number 3 in yellow. I wonder what number I'm going to write for the red counters. What do you think? 1. I'm going to write the number 1. Does it still equal 1, 2, 3, 4 counters? It sure does, just like Jay does. The only difference is that I used 3 yellow counters and 1 red counter, whereas Jada used 2 yellow counters and 2 red counters to make 4. Let's try some more. This time, I'm going to use this many yellow counters. Let's count to see how many yellow counters there are. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 yellow counters. So what number am I going to write right here for my yellow counters. I'm going to write the number 4. All right, 4 equals 4 plus, how many red counters do I have? 0. So I'm going to write the number 0. Are there any other ways that we can make 4? Let's see. This time, I'm going to use this many yellow counters and this many red counters. Let's count just to make sure there are still 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on it. Now I need to write my numbers to show what 2 parts I used to make up 4. First I need to write the number for my yellow counters. I have 1 yellow counter, so 4 equals 1 plus 1, 2, 3. I have 3 red counters. Does it still equal 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, just like J does. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there a difference between the 2 equations? There sure is. The difference between the 2 equations is that we used a different number of yellow counters and a different number of red counters. I broke apart 4 in lots of different ways. Let's try some more. Go ahead and get out your guided practice so we can try this one together. All right, let's get started. Number 1 with the star. It says, use yellow and red counters to show how to break apart the 5 dogs. Draw a circle around each group of dogs to show a number pair for 5. Then complete the equation to show the way to break apart 5. The first thing that we need to do is we need to draw our circles around the 2 groups of dogs. If you look, there's some dotted lines to help us. Go ahead and do that now. All right. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and get out 5 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the group of dogs that we circled. The first group of dogs that we circled, we need to figure out how many dogs there are in that group. 1. So we need to flip over one of our yellow counters and make it red. How many dogs are in the first group? 1. So we are going to write the number 1. 5 equals 1 plus, how many more do we need to get to 5? Let's see. If you look here, I circled the groups of counters just like the dogs are circled. So we have 1 red counter. Now we need to figure out how many yellow counters we have for the second group of dogs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then I wrote the number 4. Just to make sure, let's see if it still equals 5 when we put all of the counters together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did we get it right? Awesome job, friends. So when you put 1 and 4 together, it equals 5. Let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the guided practice together. If you need to pause the video to grab your paper, go ahead and do that now. All right, let's get started. Today we're going to use yellow and red counters to show how to break apart the 4 cats. I want you guys to draw a circle around the 2 groups that we break apart today. Then we're going to complete the equation to show the way that we broke apart 4. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I have 4 counters out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that you have 4 counters out as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer these counters to the cats to show how I'm breaking apart 4. All right. So here you see I used my counters to show how I broke apart the group of 4 cats. what I want you to do is I want you to circle the two groups of cats. How many of the cats have a yellow counter on them? Can you tell me? One cat has a yellow counter on it. So I'm going to write 1. 4 equals 1 plus. Now what do I need to do? I need to figure out how many red counters I have. Let's go ahead and count how many red ones we have. 1, 2, 3. Now what? I need to write the number 3. 4 equals 1 plus 3. Great job. Now I'm going to get out my 4 counters again because we're still breaking apart 4. We're breaking apart the group of 4 cats. I'm going to use red and yellow counters to show how I'm breaking up the 4 cats. All right. So when you're circling your cats, are we going to have 2 separate circles for this one? No, we're only going to have 1 circle around all cats because there are no red counters. So 4 equals, first we need to count how many yellow counters we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what number are we going to write? 4. Good job. All right, 4 equals 4 plus, what do we need to do next? We need to count our red counters. How many red counters do we have? 0. So we're going to write a 0. 4 equals 4 plus 0. Go ahead and put your finger on number 4 with the heart. Draw a circle around 2 groups of cats to show a different number pair for 4. And then complete the equation to show the way to break apart 4. Wow, this is going to be tricky. We've already showed 2 different ways to break apart the number 4. We need to show one different way from these 2 on how to break apart 4 again. This time, I'm going to show you how I'm going to circle the 2 groups of cats to show how I'm breaking apart 4. As you can see, I drew a circle around one group of cats, and I drew another circle around the other group of cats. Now I want you to help me figure out how I broke apart 4. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 cats. How did I break apart the group of 4 cats into 2 groups? First, I need to figure out how many cats are in the first group. Let's go ahead and count them. 1, 2. So 4 equals, how many is in my first group? 2. So I'm going to write the number 2. 4 equals 2 plus, Now I need to figure out how many cats are in the second group. Let's count them. Ready? 1, 2. How many cats are in the second group? 2. So I'm going to write in a 2. 4 equals 2 plus 2. There are lots of different ways that we can break apart numbers, and we just showed a few of the ways to break apart the number 4. Now that I've shown you all the different ways to break apart the number 4, it's going to be your turn. I need you to go ahead and get on Seesaw and show me all the different ways that we can break apart 5. Thank you so much for learning with me today on how to decompose some numbers. Today we decompose the numbers 4 and 5. I can't wait to see your assignments. See you next time. Peace.